Alright everybody, hi, welcome to ARTV for the day, and it is a brand new dawn. We get to play a brand new video game, because we finished Parasite Eve yesterday. And I didn't think I'm going to be going for the EX game mode, because it's just an extra little dungeon, and hypothetically, you know, there's a true ending behind it and everything, but I don't know, maybe not today, is what I'm saying. Instead of that, I bring to you a new offering, which I have been eyeing for a little bit. I don't know if I'm necessarily in the target demographic that really likes this kind of thing, but I want to try more JRPGs that I wouldn't have otherwise done. And the one that we're doing today is Koudelka, which is apparently the progenitor to a different series that I haven't really delved into too much called Shadow Hearts. Apparently it's got its fans, and I would like to find out what they see in it. So that's what we're gonna do for maybe the next couple of hours. Again, first show. I can't promise that I'll stick around for this, but I'll give it one fair shake and see where it goes. Hey, let's go, how's it going? You haven't missed much, we're just getting started. Let me just... Oh, I haven't edited here. Alright, interesting. I spend a little bit too much time sitting there futzing with the overlay. And I don't know whether or not it was worth it. I feel like I still want to rework it a little bit. Where is it? Where did I stuff that thing? I transferred a bunch of ROMs over last night from my Steam Deck because I was compressing all of them. Turned that Kamen Rider CD that had like 32 tracks into one nice CHD file, and I was so happy. I was so happy. Let's put it on here for the moment. While we wait, so it's not that abstract. Yeah, those all look pretty good. Tight. I don't know, in the last moment I decided to put like these two horizontal black bars at the top and bottom of that thumbnail, because it just didn't feel like it had enough interesting stuff going on it. And I feel like it frames it nicely and gives it depth, but that's just a autistic little old me. Now, I still don't have the soundtrack for Koudelka, so you have to bear with me. I did just import it. Where is it? There we go. That'll do. Disc 1, thank you. Oh, what a nice sound. Hey, I think it did a pretty good job on it, all things considered. Can I drag it in? There you go. Oh, look at her. If we're going just off of tone, I think this is very attractive. Has that light, like, seventh seal. 1898. We've gone back 100 years since Parasite Eve. Oh, and look at that little title screen. I don't know how that play any button being slightly offset to the right didn't drive anyone crazy. Alright. Again, the deal here is that I don't look at anything. I only ever get to maybe see a manual at best. I'm not going to use any guides. I'm not going to heed anyone's warnings should they show up in the little chat box that I'm forced to look at against my will. And we're just going into this like it's 1990-something, and the internet barely exists other than FidoNet. And we just play the game, and it teaches itself. Autodidactic, it's a funny word. You'll press any button, and I will look at your configs. Okay. I would like vibrations. Thank you. There's 4 buttons to this. And square is unassigned. Oh, it's not to assign something to it, it's to change what the unassigned button is. We're already off to a great start. Alright, let's check it out.
Too early, Angel. I'm not dead yet.
Not yet, but it looks like you're going to die soon.
Maybe. But you'll have to pardon me while I tend to some unfinished business first.
Business? What can you possibly accomplish in your condition? You can't even hold your gun steady.
Well, no, unless I try. That thing's not gonna die unless I shoot it 2 or 3 times. Damn it! Here, use
straight into the action. Oh, we're already starting with the funky flutes. Alright. Yeah, I heard that. I don't know. Optical media is kind of bad, but I also don't like it in the sense of I don't own a CD from which I can rip all the files and own the video game. So, in that kind of way, yeah, I can see it. But, you know, who's buying a Sony game at all? At any point anymore, you know? Unless it's the only thing you ever own. Why? Like, I don't know. Again, I feel like piracy at this point is a God-given right, because, you know, as the people on the internet say, well, if buying isn't owning, then pirating something isn't stealing, and that's good enough of a justification for me. If all I own is a non-commercial license to the video games that I have, then, frankly, I don't care. I am of an average intelligence where I can acquire my video games in several ways. I think this doesn't affect me at all. It only affects those unfortunate few who either don't have a computer disposable or, you know, just don't know how to operate it. In which case, well, they maybe deserve to have their money ripped from their hands by scummy corporations because, you know, knowledge makes you free. And makes a whole lot of other things free along the way, honestly. Ah, enough justifying bad behavior. Let's have a look. Oh, I have so many stats. I have strengths, I have vitalities, dexterities, agilities, intelligence, I have pies? Piety, maybe? Then mind and luck. I have an single action pistol. 2 slots for necklaces, 1 for body. Max health, I don't know what 1-0 means. Oh no, it's 1 and then -0. So that's like damage and then a modifier. I can wait, I can move, I can action. I have... Whoa! That's a little bit more than I expect a level 1 magic thing to be. I have several fortifiers. This lets me change the pistol from a knife to a... Huh? Is that in range? Let's find out. 106. And it moves towards me. And does get an attack on me. Any more damage than 106? No, and it moves him one away from me. So I can run away from it. Bang. 3 shots. And a bunch of things are popping up in the bottom right corner, which signals some kind of progression I'm making. I've got items. Get High Listal, 2 of those, and I learned a spell called Flare, or Flare. Yeah, that's an E at the end of that. Get. Look at that. That's pre-rendered. Oh, I can't believe I selected another PS1 baddie for my horror games again. Maybe I'm just in that kind of mood. Okay, I healed in return for mana points. Let's see if those recover in any way. Koudelka Lassant, is that what it is? The cursive is a little bit of a sore spot for me. This is fairly late in the PS1 generation in terms of when it was made. What does this do? Examine. Hyalistol, a medium-sized bottle of rose wine with a soothing bouquet restores some MP. Alright, so I have to be careful with the MP then. So that's my menu. Triangle is my run button. Can I configure that to be the other way around? So let's say I want to open my menu with this, with that, look open with that, and nothing else. There we go, now it's Parasite Eve-like. She moves with a lot more, I don't know, a brisker pace than the snail's pace that not Eve, I was moving around. What's happening to me? I'm very slow today. Maybe I still haven't woken up.
Hey, what about him?
He's dead.
Really? Thank you. So I guess my time is up. Hey, Angel. I'm not gonna ask you to take me to heaven. But will you pray for me at least?
Are you out of your mind? There's no bloody way I'm going to pray for you. But I guess I owe you because you saved me too. Payback time. Shut up. Keep it down. Okay, let's go. Stand up or I'll leave you here.
What happened? It doesn't hurt anymore. I'm cured.
Yeah, and so I cured you, so what?
You? You cured me. But I was almost dead. I'm confused. So you really are an angel?
Don't be foolish. Do you really think that there are angels on Earth? I'm no angel. I'm just a medium with a little curing power.
I'm Edward J. Plunkett. I know I look pretty shady, but you don't look too wholesome yourself.
No, I'm not like you. And this is no place for people like you. Why did you come here?
I heard a rumor.
A rumor?
I heard something in London. That the son of some rich family bought an old monastery. Spent a ton of money to convert it into a house. I heard he brought quite a lot of harlots here. Seems like he was having a great time.
So, where is this monastery?
That's what I want to know. I came all this way to put a poor man's fear of God into this rich bastard. So far, I haven't found anything. Then this monster attacked me. I almost got killed. If you'd come any later, no doubt I'd be singing hymns in his stomach right now.
Shouldn't have bought such a good horse. She's too fast.
Too bad you won't be hearing me sing those hymns. When I was a boy, I was a pretty good soprano.
If you don't stop talking, I'll leave you here. My name is Koudelka, and I'm only going to say this once, so don't forget. If you want to get out of here alive, I suggest you stick very close. Got it?
Charmed. I'm sure.
Yeah, I feel like I can appreciate this. A big part of it is obviously that I don't have to read a single word so far, other than one I want to. So nice. There's voice acting in this. Finally, they're using the CD for something. Oh, now he's in my formation. Oh my goodness. Alright, yeah. S? Caretaker's quarters, second floor. What's the S? That looks like something. What is that? Found a potion that looks... Oh, that's a shadow underneath it. Whoa! And there I go fighting bugs again. So, okay. Oh, that sound is distressing. Okay, I can give him a knife temporarily. Can I attack from diagonal? Let's find out. No. Oh, and swapping an item is its own little action. Alright, so... I guess wait is the better option. Got hit and knocked back one. And he's poisoned. Oh, that's already something I don't know how to deal with. Let's hope it doesn't last, but I have a feeling that it will last. Koudelka has leveled up, and she has 4 bonus points. R2 AP explanation. Oh. So I can hover over things that don't explain them to me. This attribute determines how much damage a character does in combat. No matter how high the character's strength is, it doesn't mean anything unless the character can hit his or her opponent. While raising the character's strength is important, remember to keep a balance between the character's strength and dex. Why is that important? This attribute determines the character's chances of hitting his or her opponent in physical combat. No matter how high a character's dex is, it doesn't mean anything unless the character damages his or her opponent with a hit. While raising a character's dex is important, remember to keep a balance. So accuracy and actual damage. Vitality is probably health. Maximum HP, it's very important as it directly affects a character's longevity. about agility? Is that turn order? Or character's speed? Character with a high agility will be able to perform multiple actions to an opponent one. Goes without saying that having a high speed can make the difference between life and death for a character. Okay, so multiple turns. Int is probably max mana. The attribute determines how powerful characters' magic, both attack and healing magic, are. No matter how high the int is, it doesn't mean anything unless the character can hit his or her opponent. While raising a character's int is important, remember to keep a balance between int and mind. So mind might be just the equivalent. Okay, so that's accuracy for magic. And what is this? Piety. See, I was correct. This attribute determines the character's resistance to opponent magical attacks, resistance to allies' healing magic, and the character's maximum HP. Why would I want to be resistant to an ally's healing magic? If pi is raised too much, the character will begin to resist even an ally's healing magic. Try to keep a balance between int and pi. So if you are too resistant to magic in general, you have a harder time healing. That's interesting. Determines the character's good fortune. It may affect the character in many unnoticeable ways. They may not be even aware of her good fortune, but always appreciate having it. Which is probably crit chances and all that. And she has -1 because... maybe that's just who she is. So she has magic. Piety and... let's say, yeah. Maybe it's a mistake, but I don't know yet, so... okay, antidote and listal. So is he still poisoned? He is of lower health. How do I switch to him? It's L1. And he doesn't have as much magic, but clearly... but he has access to magic. Does that mean he can use it? Level 1, 0 mana. Maybe not. Or maybe that's individual experiences. For each... because he used the knife, I think? Yeah? And he got 80 of something. Yeah, it's level. So you can level up things by using them more. Interesting. It doesn't tell me whether or not he's poisoned or not. You have antidotes. So a high list was like that. Examine. Small bottle of red wine. Healing curves restores HP, but doesn't tell me how much. This is a small amount of MP. There we go. It's interesting they can change their names too. Antidote herbal the ability to assist the natural response to poisons. Cures poisoning. Oh, that's a door. Pistol rounds. I want to pick them up. Oh, there's ammo as well. There's a ladder. Oh, poltergeists. Does it show that he's poisoned? So maybe poisons run out after you. Okay, maybe even she has to move in a little bit. Why not? Well, you can attack by diagonal. He's been silenced. You can't attack in twos. See if you can shoot through. No. Okay, so you have to sort of make some choices here. And there's no opportunity attacks or anything? Okay, so bullets are also going to be a resource. And I don't know how bountiful. 22 strength. I think he's going to need more vitality, seeing as I'm making him my melee guy. So let's start there. Two high potions, but leveling up gives you max HP. So that's... it's good. And bread. Pick this up, yes. Two bugs. But he can definitely use magic. It doesn't do much because he's not good at it. Meanwhile, that's 160 damage. Okay, he has 400 health. He's fine. The thing is, I don't know how much bullets... Like, that's probably a revolver, so 6? Yeah, 4 out of 6. I kinda don't want to send her in barehanded, so... I don't know, maybe it's overkill. I'll just wait. So you can attack diagonals and you can feel fine. I guess I just need a melee weapon for her or something like that. There's another encounter. So far I think they're random instead of being predetermined. But there seems to be a count of them. And they're not regenerating any mana. Actually, it's not like she doesn't have stats for both melee and otherwise. So maybe let's just switch her to barehanded. It's gonna deal 192. Oh, she takes a lot. Almost half her health. See how much a punch does. 27, that's not worth it. So she's casting magic and she's using bullets. And that lowers her vitality and lowers her piety just by having it on. Right, she lost some. What would this do? Restores some HP. Bread got her to 4 health. So healing is just generally powerful, I guess. If it's an item, that is. Probably because they're a limited quality. Or quantity, I meant. I'm going to stay on this floor for the moment. This door? Yes. Alright, and when I, let's say, look at my items, one box holds 20 rands and I have 34. And if there really is a limited amount of encounters. Oh. I'm going to be able to swing at it from there. It's a little bit more resistant. Let's use magic on you. $100. It's not by much. Did something to Koudelka. No status effect by the looks of it. So just maybe 10 damage. Bullets 20. So this is resistant in many ways to a lot of damage. You can restore your own and the enemy's health, I guess. 40 MP, that was... I don't know, is it more than what? Yeah, she had half of that. I'm gonna try something and see if it works. Move her to a diagonal like that. Attack him for 103. So suddenly a lot more damage. Is it worse because it's a diagonal? I don't know. It's going to be another 100 on him. Which is only a bit scary. You can survive one more of those. Feels like it collapsed. It did. That was a much harder encounter. Got a ring. Air ring. Simple silver ring engraved with a star to ward off evil spirits. Increases magic stuff. including piety, which is resistance to magic. Yeah, let's give him the one so that there's a little bit of parity between the two. And let's... Why can't I heal? Oh, because I swapped between the two. Alright. Now how much is the bread gonna do? Because we lost a bunch of health. He has 400 and something. 145. Okay, it's not that much. It's about 100 and something health. Corridor, second floor. Start select. Oh, don't do that. No, how did you reset? Fuck. Does it have autosaves or something? I don't feel like it does. Fuck, how did that happen? Well, I guess we get to do all of that again. Fuck me. At least I can skip the cutscenes, apparently. How can you move twice and then still attack me? How does that work? You have speed, I guess. Distance maybe also plays a part. Yeah, fully skippable. Goddamn. Where's that? Locked from the other side and can't be opened from here. So I guess I went in vaguely the right direction. Yep. Explorer 1 out of 5. Okay, so they are random. And notice that, like, he had 400 health after I increased it by, like, 1 level's worth of points. It straight up killed it. Let's see if distance matters for this. It does, I feel. The closer you take the shot, the better. Right. Hmm. And, like, the only thing that actually increases its stuff, the only thing that increases maximum MP is the thing that lowers your healing. Yeah, it's not as catchy as the stuff in, like, Parasite Eve or anything. But obviously that was a much different kind of tone. God, it's it. What is my idea for her? Because, like, she can be both a gunslinger and a magic dealer, but that's 4 different stats to go for. And I'm guessing it's much better for her to be a magic caster, since, you know, that's her role. Okay, you can also see it in real time when it increases. 36. So that's about 14 mana that she gets. Maybe let's get it to 40. So I don't know if the advice for all of this to be in balance is super good, but I will trust it implicitly. That was 9 antidotes. I don't think I found anything else that's useful here. Unless this furnace is somehow... Okay, that might actually be a spike, as in that encounter is always there. pushed him back one. The melee stuff doesn't push him back at all. That's odd. What? Weren't you? Oh no, you were exactly on a diagonal. Oh, you're out of pistol bullets, that's why. Which is a whole action. God, I usually kind of hate tactics. So far this hasn't driven me nuts. But I assume it will bring out some shit that moves like a chess piece. And I will start actually losing my marbles. Okay, you need health. Jeez. Get all of it, I don't care. I like cheese in this house. Like, you could probably cheese the first couple of levels with healing from putting, like, level ups in opportune moments. Just to save on items. He could still attack. They have about 200 health, those things, the roaches. God, and the animations are pretty good. Like, obviously this reminds me a lot of Resident Evil, where you have to do an animation to climb, like, the most minute set of stairs ever. I wonder whether or not I just head downstairs. They could be there for me, instead of fighting the... Because I imagine it's going to be a spike tile for the bullet resistant thing. Maybe it's not even bullet resistant, maybe I was just too far away. Okay, flight of stairs. With the knight. Alright. That's a little bit scary. That could hurt you. Let's see how you do against bullets. You're not too resistant. $36 we could do. But paralysis. And that was the lowest somehow. She gets a second turn. What? Alright. So paralysis is a serious affliction. Tell mail. Obtain leather chain or plate mail. Okay, I think the one to equip them. Oh. Attack none. Level 1. Okay, that's an interesting thing. What about you? Level 1. Oh, that's experience for the current weapon. Alright. Increases vitality and luck slightly. Which I guess is useful for him. Okay, this is a whole different beast. I think my original decision to stick to the one floor might be better for the moment. Okay, she used some mana for that. Box of pistol ammo. There should be a spike here. There we go. It should be that same guy, the headless chalice thing. Yeah. I wonder if I can get text for these somehow. No. Whoa, that was a different attack. $140. quite scary, that. But he can tank a couple of more of those. It only did 40. Why did it only do 40? I'll find out eventually. Maybe it just has that wide of a range. But like 40 to 140 seems excessive, doesn't it? There you go, it fell to its knees. Does it still give you a ring, or is that a random? I think it might give me a ring because it's a predetermined encounter. It did not. Interesting. Corridor 2nd floor. A knight and something else. Better use some cheese on myself. See how much that does. 250 from a cheese. Alright. So I guess the better way of finding out how much an item heals is by using it in the middle of battle. Better to gang up on one guy than split the damage, I reckon. I don't want to give him access, so I'm just going to go on the diagonal like that. Two attacks, alright. And Koudelka should be able to attack fine on her own from there. Maybe I'll even do this. There we go. The door is being held shut by some mysterious force. Let's hear that sound effect again. Oh, maybe not. I wanted to move one more forward, but that's fine. It's like a hand and a snake. Took 0 from that. Oh, but he's poisoned. Okay. Why can't he move forward here? Can't get any more poison. This should give her a clean shot. I definitely don't get something about the turn order, because I sometimes get like Edward, Koudelka, Edward, and then 2 enemy turns. Okay, she leveled up again and gets 4 more points. Give her 40 so that she's exactly the mana potion size. That just makes her more resistant to everything. It increases her mana points. What I wouldn't do for a map. Okay. That's just 50. Now he's paralyzed, right? No. Huh. That's odd. Alright, now that he's the tankiest motherfucker on the universe, let's make him hit really hard, or maybe have multiple turns. Okay, there's another light mail that I could give to Koudelka. Which shouldn't lower anything on her. Should be just a straight increase. Oh, it says mild differences? Like one point off? Okay, that's disturbing. So the different armors aren't exactly the same. Let's check the first door. There is an odd couple in the room, Ogden and Bessie Hartman, who say they're the caretakers of the Nementon Monastery.
How unusual that you two have decided to come to our rural district. There's really nothing interesting here.
It has gotten so cold outside. We weren't expecting any visitors. The soup is all we have. Please, have as much as you want.
Oh, yes, please.
Thanks. Smells great.
Wouldn't you like some, dear? Don't you like potato soup?
No. It's not that. I'm all right for now. Thank you for your hospitality, though.
No trouble at all. Please let me know if there's anything we can do. We are the only ones who live here, and it's so rare that we get any visitors.
So are you two really the only ones who live here?
Why do you ask?
Well, it was pretty foggy, so I couldn't tell for sure. But this building looked like an old church or something. Seems a little big just for the two of you.
You're right. In the 9th century, a saint from Ireland named Daniel Scotius built a place of worship here to appease monsters and evil spirits. That was how the Nementon Monastery started. Or so I heard.
Monsters. Is that right?
Yes. What about them?
You might not believe this, but we saw a monster on our way here.
Is that so? You saw it too?
You mean that monster's been around for a while?
Well, we've been taking care of the monastery for a number of years, but from about 6 months ago, monsters have been appearing.
We see them more and more every month.
I used to be a sailor. I'm not afraid of any monsters.
Oh, dear. What if something terrible happens to you?
We almost got killed back there. Now we're out of bullets.
That's not good. The monsters might try and attack you again. I'll spare you some bullets.
Thanks, that'd be great.
Looking after others. He's so wonderful at that.
So, have you two been together long?
Yes, quite a while. Now, all he does is paint and maintain this old building. That's his daily routine. But back in the old days...
Thanks, Ogden. I owe you one.
Okay. Does that restore anything? No, Koudelka's holding off. Right now I don't know what's actually scarce. So I'm imagining, for the most part, that using magic is not as bad as using items. Because it at least gets you experience and all that.
Make good rations. Let's take some with us.
I can't believe it. Are you still hungry?
I didn't have anything to eat or drink for 3 days. Of course I'm hungry. Speaking of which, you wasted all of that food. What's wrong with you?
Yeah. If it weren't poisoned, then I would have had some.
Pardon?
I said, if the soup weren't poisoned, then I would have had some. Got it?
Poisoned? No way.
Just a little bit. I smelled some poisonous plant.
What's happened?
Oh, I can tell you how you're going to feel. In about half an hour, you won't be able to move your body. If you don't find an antidote, you'll definitely die.
So they really were trying to kill us. But why?
Don't know. But it seems they're quite used to doing it this way. They must be hiding something. Listen, Edward. I'm going to try to cure you now. But you have to promise that when I do, you won't get mad and rush back to that couple right away. It's safer if we pretend we're dead and continue exploring this building. I think we'll find something interesting for sure.
Yeah, I think these characters are tight. I think these are cool. It's certainly a kind of dynamic that appeals to my sensibilities. What is that? Another knife. Okay, so I could, hypothetically, equip Koudelka with it. It's not a... It's a normal knife. Increases strength by 1 but lowers the other 2 by 2. Meanwhile, the normal knife is a straight upgrade. Alright. I have to consider it then. What are those? Those are ghosts. How do I shoot a ghost? See if it does anything. It sure fuck it does. This one's fine, but I want to hit the other one that's clearly casting a spell. See if it won't do anything to him. Oh no, it has to be this turn. 5 AP. Yeah, that's one shot, so about 180. Five action points seems like a lot. And that doesn't interrupt it. It's Koudelka for 6, but she's resistant. And he can move very wide, but can barely move forward. I don't know why that is. Like, if he moves one forward, then he could do sideways very well. Bunch of whiskey. Which does what for me? Like, clearly we're not sparing any items. Has a high alcohol content that can be used to rouse unconscious people. Revives knocked out characters and restores some HP, so that's a Phoenix down. Alright. Mature reading level for sure. cheese. I am scanning the walls a little bit. When you get stuck on the barrier, it's a little bit different. Maybe this place has a special encounter or something like that. What's this pattern when he's just sitting there? So he's in the corner and he has moved 3 forward, which I'll always take. Okay, 200 with a swing, but obviously depends on a lot. Took 0 from that. But was poisoned. Roman nuts. I don't even want to know what Roman nuts are gonna do. Nuts known for their natural value, also used as a seasoning for cooking. Feeding these to an unconscious person will wake them up and restore them to full health with all HP and MP. Okay, so Roman nuts are quite valuable then. Is that another set? Panacea. It's a cure-all, but maybe it's like all status. Cures poisoning, paralysis, silence, and other abnormal status effects. Alright, yeah. There's a light coming from below. It must be a room underground. But not one I can access, I imagine. I still haven't had an opportunity to save. Unless I'm a complete idiot. And I don't know how to. It's been 42 minutes. Which might mean that saving is by far the most valuable possession. Oh, I didn't want to do that, but that's fine. Did that say poisoned or silenced? Silenced. And why can't you move forward here? Have to make such a lateral movement. Edward's normal knife broke. How much do you attack for with your fists? 60. Okay, so I can't even rely on having a knife around. God damn it. Sorry, there was some hideous growth on my face. I think it was my nose. So, god damn it, what? And it's just gone, like it's not even repairable. That knife is not available anymore. Is this by some chance? No. It's not. You save at the fire or anything. What if I go back after this rousing round of combat? Koudelka's gun level went up. It was blue. Okay. He gets a second one. I guess that agility I gave him is paying off. And now he gets to move, which I guess I'll just do that. She should have a clear shot. There you go, and it kills. So much for that. Alright, let's go check on the caretakers now. It's been locked with the red key. Interesting. God, I can already see it in the future. There's going to be a couple of moments in this where I'm just fist fighting everything. Because all my weapons are broken. hitting for almost 200. Again, the damage range is a little bit questionable, but... And he inflicted paralysis onto it? It was a water knife? It didn't mention anything about it having any special properties, but I guess it does. Yeah, that is wild. Maybe he's just capable of that now because of the level up? I'm not entirely sure. Why would it enable such a thing? I'm getting Roman nuts, which to me are valuable. Let's actually see status. Nothing in the magic, but level 2 in that. I can't seem to get anything to pop up. You do get experience fist fighting too. So you get fists, maybe maces, knives and daggers, swords. Maybe that's a bigger sword or a great sword, something like that. Axes, polearms, shields. And then there's rifles and guns, of which he is now level 2. I didn't notice how much experience was necessary, but it's maybe like 150. She's got 80 in that. He's got 200 in that. Maybe melee weapons are also easier to level. The question now is, where to go? Other than that door that was locked by a magical force of some kind. I feel like the interactables are very clear cut. Various objects piled haphazardly everywhere. But that's not super useful. This looks like it had been ransacked. Is that another of the same spiked tile? Or is it a different enemy? No, it's a different enemy. What do we have? I wanted to move one more forward, but I guess I'll have to wait. $82 from the bullet. Seems a little bit more interested in Koudelka, which is a shame. Let's attract his attention. Some kind of water elemental. It made bubbling noises when I stabbed at it. Now it's gone. Swing at the water elemental with a water knife and reap benefits beyond your imagination, I guess. S corridor, second floor. Didn't hug the wall too carefully last time, so let's see if there's anything. Nope. Seemingly not. Having to interact downstairs is going to be a little bit of a bitch to get used to. Alright, flying faces. And move like that, I suppose. Not that with 3 of them they can't just walk around him. But let's say that that's her target for a little while. As it tries to hide. I don't think it's trying to cast spells. At least it doesn't look like it is. Okay, maybe it is because it has its wings way above its head. That applied some status effect. Or didn't. Or it was just 0 damage and she's super resistant to it. Because they gave her 4 points. Alright. And move one forward, I guess. 128, and that's enough. In a single session, win 22 consecutive battles in the caretaker's quarters. Running something. I didn't see the rest of that. So now that she has 40 mana points, I want to buff her intelligence up, I suppose? I still have no idea how I'm going to sustain the magic at any point, but I reckon if she's going to be the one casting spells, she ought to have good stats in that department. Okay. Still held shut by a mysterious force. So it's not here. Whatever I'm supposed to do, we're just exploring for now. Three more of those faces. They went down in 1 or 2 hits, so it shouldn't be that much of a problem. The only concern right now is bullets and knives and all the other useful items that I'm burning through to get anywhere. Before we actually have to get down to fisticuffs and using magic. So they're all preparing a spell by the looks of it. Sometimes they are very displeased when you hit them in the middle of all this. Now he gets to move again, and for some reason not forward. Is it because this thing is this far forward and somehow you're not meant to do that? I don't know. This can get a hit in. And if it's Koudelka's turn, she can go to the left and shoot him, but it seems like it won't be the case. Okay, now she's silenced. And she can move very freely. Owen got 2 shots out. How's that? Okay. I didn't know. That doesn't seem like an agility thing. That seems more like a luck thing. If I'm to guess. So what's currently the issue with Edward? Edward has a lot of health, but he needs to move around more. Does this actually affect his ability to move around? I think no. Obviously I could put some points in here as well, since that is possibly going to be his only source of damage. But let's invest in this. See how much you need to get before it results in anything tangible occurring. Maybe I'm missing an obvious interaction in some of these levels. Time will tell. Okay. Found a dirk hidden behind the picture frame. How different is that to a knife? In terms of statistics? It's pretty good. Earth dirk. Who's gonna tell me Fugazi Singer's last name rhymes with sky and not say? All 2 people. They were lining up. More decorative than functional. Are you kidding me? I don't know, I never got into Fugazi. Maybe that's my mistake. I love how every once in a while you hear in the background static there's like a record needle skipping. Maybe that's how they just recorded some static. Which is clever. You know, a blank record. It's one way of getting it. Alright. And nothing. She needs a turn to put some bullets in. Again, I still think that my initial assumption about there being kind of a diminishing distance effect for ranged weapons might be wrong for the moment. I still haven't had a look at the manual. Oh, he got 2 big swings at the motherfucker and he's just down. Look at that. So maybe it is agility and not luck. Again, it has to happen more often for me to confirm that. But that was sick. I always tell my friends they're not missing out on Fugazi, but if they ever get into modern punk, then have them to thank. I mean, that's kind of always been my theory, I think. There's some, not even just for music, but let's just say for music. There's a lot of bands out there that are historically significant, but they're not super good music. And while you could obviously appreciate them for that, it doesn't mean you have to still keep listening to them. Like, you could have an incredible, historically significant movie that revolutionized the genre, but then became as a derivative of, like, every movie that imitated in later years. And you've seen its cliches and everything, and now it's just kind of a middling movie that you've seen 1,000 times. I don't know. I recently tried listening to a bunch of different punk outlets. But frankly, I feel like I have a very particular taste. Unfortunately, I am afflicted with a malady called liking the Sex Pistols despite everything. And, you know, that means I can basically listen to Bad Religion, Dead Kennedys, maybe Minutemen every once in a while, but I don't like Minutemen as much. I know people are fucking fanatical about them, but like Patti Smith, I like her, but like not everything, and I don't think she's very punk. Like it's very insulting to say, right? Because she's the poet laureate of punk genre. But I think it's punk is way too abstract of a term nowadays. I like it just a little bit harder and a little bit barkier, and like I like the aggressive strain to it. And I think this is my hot take. This is, if anyone's ever been interested in Patti Smith, they will fucking disagree, but I think that Horses is a worse album to say Easter. I don't understand why people swear by Horses. It's fine, but it's not as good. Easter has more bangers. It has more color. It has nicer tracks on it. It looks like there's nothing useful here, thank you. Yeah, all two of them. God, I love how that light interacts with her. It's like a backlight. So cool. Caretaker's quite a second floor. I feel like I'm missing something very obvious. Which again is part of the experience. What unnerves me currently is that I'm not able to save. And I'm running out of ideas. What's the other albums? There's an album called, I think, Atomic by... No, it's Atomizer, which is supposed to be the hottest thing in punk since forever. And that was, if such a thing could exist, too barky and too kind of post-punk moving into noise territory for me. I don't remember what the artist's name was. It's Black something. No. Okay, now, we're taking a minor detour from the main purpose of this broadcast for me to find out what this possibly not obscure punk album is. Oh, it's Big Black. It's from 1986, and it is I don't know, apparently called a forerunner of industrial rock. And I, as you know, am very fond of the industrial. And that was borderline unlistenable. It is unfortunate because it has Steve Albini doing like a lot of it. I think he's even the vocals for it. But I feel like I like Steve Albini as a producer and a kind of background musician. Maybe that's unfair to say. And what was the other? I also don't listen to Ramones or The Clash. I never got there. Iggy Pop and the Stooges doing Raw Power is kind of punk, but it's still Iggy Pop, so it makes it a little bit like 1 degree of separation, I think. God, what was that other one? It was like a super modern one. Or at least it felt super modern, judging by the cover. Oh, here's a part of this track we never got to listen to. Man. I don't know. I can't find it. It was a cover of a like almost naked man on like a white background covered in blood with like fairly long hair. Atomizer is their debut. I don't know. A lot of people swear by Atomizer and I just can't. I don't see it. Again, I have nothing but respect for Steve Albini, but that album is not interesting. Also 2 hits with the fucking knife and it's just like a 250 damage hit? Yeah. As long as I figure out what the trick is to not break your weapons, I think we will be all good. Worst case scenario, he gets really good at punching and turns into a Final Fantasy style monk that hits 4 times per turn for 40 damage. Honestly, every time I start talking about punk, I realize how not punk I am. Despite having some of that attitude, I feel. Like I'm so far away from that way of life. The shape of punk. Let's open a tab with that so that I am surprised by it. The shape of punk to come. It's from the 90s, so it has a higher chance to do something for me. I'll get back to you on whether or not it does. But where I was going with that is I recently, very much recently, came to the realization that I thought I was very into punk for like a lot of years, but then I looked back and all that I was really listening to was like kind of synthy dark wave music, and obviously hours upon hours of Depeche Mode, David Bowie, kind of weird glam rock soul stuff. And then obviously the Nine Inch Nails came in, and then like, you know what, maybe I'm a closeted goth. Maybe that's where I've been all along. Because I like Bauhaus. I kind of tolerate The Cure. But then there's also this part of me that's like, I like rock and distorted guitars a little bit too much. So I don't know. I'm very unsure as to my position in the variety of music that's available. I mean, closeted because I didn't know. It's like a journey of self-discovery. They also gave me an achievement for having that last item. Let's actually have a good look at it. Oh no, it's a rag. So maybe it's an armor piece? So is. Cloth armor, when stuffed under armor, can help absorb blows, but offers little protection in and of itself. So is the implication that I could... No. It replaces it entirely. Still haven't saved. I'm becoming very anxious. It's been 3 hours. And this only feels like a... Wait, that's a different zone? I went out here and there was a fountain place. What? How did that happen? A nice hammer to bludgeon my enemies with. Thank you. Ah, survival horror in the flesh. The furnace won't open. Something is not right. So all of those are weapons, right? You can have a dirk. Fire hammer. But those will distinctly lower my agility. By quite a lot. But they'll buff my strength. And my vitality. They'll somehow make me much more resistant. Alright, there is a dead man. There is a man collapsed on the ground. It looks like he's passed out. Well, as long as it's just passed out. You try to move deeper into the herb garden. A giant plant attacks you. I love how it's working on almost choose your own adventure book language. I'm gonna assume that I could just walk up to this like a regular thing and not be punished immensely. Let's start using some magic. Fortify intelligence. What if I did this to try and stimulate her into doing more magic damage? Meanwhile, you will be here taking swings at this plant with your knife. One hit. She has been afflicted with poison, I imagine. Yeah, alright. Two hits. We're very happy about that. Now she fortifies her own intelligence, which to me is... Okay, she gains 3 more points in intelligence, so she should deal more damage now if I choose to flare. $39, that's not too bad, but it comes with poison, I reckon. It sure does. Two hits, fantastic. And we wait. He gets 2 more. Is she by any chance also paralyzed under that poison? Well, that magic never came. Alright. Monster Hunter, 13 out of 66. That's a different achievement that just had a little thing. Icon's Necklace, and learned the spell Geyser. No other remarks? Alright, let's look at items. Icon's Necklace. Golden necklace set with 3 emeralds, too large to be used by a person. It appears to have been made to decorate a statue. Okay, now we're on the lookout for a statue missing a necklace. Resident Evil sort of puzzles, I suppose. Has the man gotten up, or can we not do anything about him? Sir.
My head. Oh, what happened? Oh, yes, that's right. That monster. Oh.
Who on earth are you two?
Hey, we rescued you, and that's your way of saying thanks?
Little did I know that these days were into rescuing perfect strangers.
You.
My name is Koudelka, and this is Edward. Would you mind telling us how you ended up collapsed down this path?
My name is James. James O'Flaherty. I've been searching for something, and it took me to the monastery. Little did I know that it'd become a breeding ground for demonic spirits.
Then how did you get in here dressed like that?
Through the main gate, of course. The caretakers welcomed me with open arms.
That husband and wife team? And the food? Was there no poison in your food?
What are you talking about? Are you out of your mind?
Those caretakers tried to poison and kill us.
That's not funny. I find it inappropriate for you to try to dupe an upstanding believer of the Christian faith.
So nothing happened to you then?
Of course not. Not until I encountered that monster.
Yeah? And we're the ones who took care of that monster. Far be it from me to expect any words of gratitude from you.
I see. And I can tell from your appearances that the power of your faith alone was not enough to smooth things out with that monster.
It wasn't the kind of problem that faith alone could solve.
Ugh. Look at this plinth. It's broken now, but holy water ran from it until recently. But I've become distracted. Almighty God, please give me the strength to ward off these monsters.
I can see that we've wasted our time here. Let's go, Koudelka.
Just a minute. Although I'm under the protection of the Lord, it doesn't hurt to take precautionary measures. I think I'll go with you.
I don't know. I'm used to pretty bad voice acting in PS1 games, so this is of a good quality as far as I'm concerned. I think it's a little bit low on volume. I might adjust that in between now and whenever we do that next time. But it's definitely up there from Silent Hill, you know? Cheryl, have you seen a little girl? I can save here. Never have I heard words that make my soul jingle. All its little noises are very, very cute. There's nothing out of the ordinary here. What else does it say when I interact with it? It's shining with a secret light. It appears to have been purified by the holy water. Okay, and I have 3 people now. James, Edward, and Koudelka. What's the situation with you? You have a lot of piety, which is to be expected of a man of the cloth. And I'd say still physical skills seem to be your thing. You're not very lucky. You're not very strong, but I guess it will have to do. It's 40 MP, which allows him to, I guess, use some magic. No extravagant skills. Yeah, I reckon I'll just make him into a melee character as well. Maybe try to get him to use the heavy weapons and all that. Or maybe actually make him a monk and use his bare fists, but I don't know. That seems like it's a later in the game sort of decision. Let's, for the moment... There's a what knife? Or a mystic pipe. I think he deserves to have a mystic pipe. And he just got a bunch of health and a bunch of MP on top of that. Can I look at those items? Allowed to be used as a hammer-like weapon. Alright. So the prefixes, in my mind, have some sort of significance. And clearly even 2 water knives are not the same. But I guess Mystic might just give you more stats for magic casting and all that. Now that I have a formation... So this is the grid we have. Something like that seems appropriate out of the 5x3, because both of them will be melee and they'll be up front. And then Koudelka will be out back, taking pot shots. Let's save over that if we can. I appreciate that it's very much trying to be kind of a survival horror thing, even though it's maybe not entirely. But I guess Parasite Eve also was supposed to be survival horror-esque, and it turned out to be a little more lax. Is there anything here? She took a step on her own volition. I guess maybe that's how stairs work. You don't actually have to interact with them. She just needs to do a step downwards. Alright. And now we're looking for a statue. Yeah, I didn't even have to press anything for that. It's a bit odd. But then, where is that door that I went through last time? Because if it's not this... There's not a door here. How did I reach that? Huh. Like the fountain with the chain that had a panacea attached on a rock. I feel like it's that exact same door. And it gets to move forward. I feel like the frame rate has gone down a little bit because there's now 6 characters being rendered. Don't you grunt at me. And here's father with his little survival horror pipe about to slay this beast. Oh, and he gets MP if he hits with it. Alright. Alright, that changes things, huh? Maybe he's not going to be using the mystic pipe. Maybe I'm not going to let him. Why that angle allows for a shot to go through, I won't ever know, but good enough, I reckon. Alright. Things are definitely getting interesting. James O'Flaherty. Alright, what's my vision for you? I imagine the little plus skills are what he gains from weapons and the like. So what he's currently missing is... He's got 400 vitality. Maybe agility. Maybe multiple hits with that, or maybe just make his dexterity go up a little bit so that he doesn't miss. Though so far I haven't missed at all, which makes me think that there is a kind of allowable gap between strength and dexterity that isn't as strict as it being absolutely even. So I do want to see if that's just an innate thing for him or not. He's going to lose some vitality and some dexterity, but in return, I'll see if he just naturally regains magic. Because being able to hit something to gain back half of your mana is quite strong. Yeah, where is... Okay. So is that door the same one as that? No, that has barrels in front of it. See barrels and dangling things over there. So this is the door that leads to that place. It's very hard to get to. And then this is completely different. This is what leads to the herb garden. So there's two different doors that are super disorienting. Yeah, no worries, man. Being able to hit for 500 seems very good. So far I haven't seen an enemy drop bullets, so maybe I should switch Koudelka to something else. Maybe give her the Mystic Pipe. See, 381. Just like that. But no mana regen. I don't think I'm going to keep Koudelka as the kind of glass cannon she is currently. So let's swap her around to have the Mystic Pipe. It's increasing her piety, but lowering her agility, that's fine. And there she has how much health? 361, just about as much as James. Alright. And so even if you mess around with the stats, it doesn't raise your current health to the maximum. Because she just gained like basically half a health bar on top for switching a weapon. But it's lost health, it's just maximum health. Which means you can't do tread switching or omelet toggling in Koudelka for the PS1. Have I seen a statue that needs a necklace anywhere? That's the big question. Because I honestly think I haven't. Unless there's some extra environment somewhere around here. Doesn't look like it. It's loading something.
What a dark and depressing building. Even with the temple, You can't feel the presence of the Lord's light. I can't believe I've stepped foot in this place.
Where all have gone, and all must go, to be the nothing that I was. I have born to life and living woe.
Lord Byron, no? I am not an admirer of his. In the first place, his poetry is unrefined.
And who gave you the right to judge the refinement of poetry?
Poetry should delve into the depths of the souls of the faithful. And others. It should inspire the soul as to Alexander Pope or George Herbert.
If they have the power to do away with these evil spirits, I'd choose anyone. Even that dear old carpenter's son. you love so
Blasphemous!
much.
Pagan! How dare you utter such words of sin?
To seek help from someone you've never met before is ridiculous, especially when people are dying from hunger every single day in London.
They're all filthy and immoral little beggars that deserve to die. Heaven is...
That doesn't sound like a demonic spirit to me.
The noise is coming from that building over there.
The poison didn't kill us, so now they're taking the fast and easy way now.
Don't be ridiculous!
Why don't you ask the bullets who's being ridiculous?
You idiots!
God, there is so much happening. I'm so happy. I'm so glad. Oh, what a treat this is. The combat annoys me a little bit, but I will tolerate it for everything else that is happening. Probably poisoned now. Well, thankfully poison doesn't persist through combat, so it's quite alright. Now let's say I move forward here. And I start using some magic. Let's say Geyser, to just see what it does. Obviously it might be better to just use Flare to level it up. But all magic takes 2 turns, seemingly. Or at least it takes a turn and some extra. Oh, oh. Oh. Okay, that's, that implies that this is some sort of ATB system. Almost. Because I was thinking, okay, I'll wait, and then it skips over his turn, and then Koudelka could use her magic. But no, actually, it's a little bit different. What was this? It was accuracy. Chins of successfully using an attack or healing magic. Then obviously her hitting with the pipe would require dexterity instead of everything else. So it's becoming quite a weird thing. I want to do more spellcasting with this, so I will do that. And for him, what is his issue now? Nothing really. So let's just make this even. 10 antidotes. They're pretty generous with antidotes and everything else. try and open it. A monster attacks you. Okay, that's different. Three different eyes of different colors. See how bad it gets. Oh my god, but his dirk broke. That was so sick though. Start using a flare more often, I suppose. And use the hammer. 600 damage. Didn't entirely break it. Use your water knife. And you're all the way in the back. Can you just pass a turn to himself? Is that what just happened? Because it was his turn. He didn't have an action. Then I said, wait. And now he can move forward. I guess the further an enemy is, they kind of make a barrier as to how further up you can move. Did she end up using flare at all? And so now he gave himself another extra. Maybe that's just how far he is into his turn order. And that was 3 attacks too. And then he gets to attack again. And I wait, and James is yet to $20 damage only. Alright. Maybe because it's a red eye. Alright, now James gets to move. There you go. Defeat the Seeker Trio. And now you get some extra lovin'. He's very resistant. So I guess let's give him health for now, since he's going to be up front. And that's a bunch of weapons, and including a tornado spell. Very nice. Now that I'm here, I can open that. Now we're in the dungeon. The 2nd floor. What's behind door number 1? More mana healing. A pile of corpses. That to me feels like a spike, so maybe there's going to be a unique enemy here. Sure looks like it. Move up to it. Just one hit. that also armor that she's equipped on? Or have I never paid attention to her? That was heal. And I selected. There we go. Yeah, it looks like a little bit of armor. Maybe it's just the lighting. $300 damage to that, kills it instantly. And that thing's paralyzed again. Because I'm using a earth dagger, if I'm not mistaken. And that's number 17 out of the unique monster list, I imagine. It's locked with a 4-digit combination padlock. 0451. Fuck. It's not an MSIM.
My goodness. This building is full of dead bodies and skeletons.
It's full of ghosts and spirits. Oh, I can feel them. Oh, my head hurts.
I got a bad feeling about this.
Horrible. Dear Lord, please save these lost souls.
This must have happened a long time ago. Oh, and the power is so strong. If I can channel some of these spirits, maybe I can find out what happened here.
Channel the spirit?
Shame on you. You two should be praying for their souls.
The spirits floating in this room. I can let them possess my body so they can talk. The reason I came here is I heard the cry of one particular female voice. She was...
I will not stand for this. Not only do you not believe in God, but now you're going to disturb the spirits?
Shut up! Would you stop bothering me? Chains and darkness. Death. Oh no. There were so many of them. This is hell.
What? What's going on?
They were imprisoned and tortured and thousands of them.
Kill them! They cut off my fingers. They crushed my legs. They smashed my head and cut out my guts. They took everything from me. They locked me up and chopped my body.
Oh, my eyes! Oh, my ears! Oh, they're burned! Help! Help! How horrible. This place used to be a prison. For hundreds of years, kept in secret. Whoever went against the authorities or misconducted themselves in any way were locked up here and killed.
No! Don't touch me! You piss off! Go to hell!
That's fantastic. They're really selling it. You see a dresser. I also see it. Might have been popular 30 years ago, that dress. Anything over here? see a closet. Would I open it? Absolutely. There is a mummy dressed in a wedding dress inside the closet. As you look at it, it opens its eyes and suddenly attacks. Okay, now that I know that I can attack using diagonals, I will just keep at it. She's a little bit resistant to physical attacks by the looks of it. I don't know what stat that would be. Random bullshit go. Thankfully she only takes 6 damage from that. And moves over here. Alright, I'll move here. Just in case range is an issue. And I will throw a flare at you in 6 to 7 workdays. Let's see if post factum anything changes for spells, though I think spells don't need the exact line of sight. That's my observation so far. He hit it a lot, and it did a little bit of fire, which makes me think that maybe it's the element to use. Edward's water knife broke. Alright, a light rapier or a light tabber. I don't actually know what it will do to his stats. But let's say I want to make him use a rapier. And he just gets another chance to use it. 146. Keep pushing it forward, I guess. Now it's 43 damage to Koudelka. Who seems unfazed and is still casting his spell. $137 damage for return extra. $127. Wait. She's getting pretty beat up. She has way less health than everyone else. Let's see whether or not that's going to be an issue. She's silenced, but she's fine. She has 600 health. Where did you get those from? Attack with the fire hammer. 120 something. And that's Edward again. And there she goes. Defeat Mummy Bride. Alright, I definitely want to start pumping some into her intelligence, in the vain hope that maybe it does something for her. The agility here has gone down. I think the break point is maybe around 25. So let's put some in here. And you need some love too. Get that speed up. A ring and then the spell Megalith. Is there a way to actually check the effects of spells? Let's find out. Status, equipment, items, formation. I can heal. I can check that. No. I'm guessing the manual will eventually reveal what's there. Open the closet. Found a rope ladder. Take the item. So now, instead of going... Maybe I can go down that well. No, there's still a grate at the bottom of it. So maybe that's not where. Okay, now he has access to both. $300 damage to the bookshelf. They knock him back one. I wonder if that's a crit when they get knocked back. It healed it. Okay, so that's new. And she used it in one turn too. She didn't need to prepare it. So what weapon are you using right now? A light weapon. Both of these are light. So I'm guessing if I switch to this, you'll be off a lot better just punching the furniture instead. Like a real man. No combo attack with the punches? Alright. And he's poisoned by the bookshelf. Slap. Take that. No 1-2 punch. It's pretty tough without a weapon. You need to do anything. And there seems to be no penalty for diagonals whatsoever, so that's fine. Apparently they had an extra monster here that I haven't seen before. I don't know how that would be. Getting his agility up. There's nothing else here. Other than the rope ladder and the mummy and all that. Did I end up opening this chest? Oh no. No. Anything that seems like numbers so far? I don't know. Maybe the 30-year-old dress. 1898 being the year this is currently set in. Anything else that seems like a 4-digit number? Not as much. Alright, you should be able to equip a weapon now, surely. You move as well. And strike at this thing. They don't even really tell you enemy names, do they? They just kind of show up and look at you. Unless I am just missing them somewhere. Okay, can you cast Flare again? At that thing. I wonder if it's because she leveled up or something that she gets a clothing change. Or maybe it's the type of armor she's wearing. She seems very different. That also heals you. Why is that? Zero damage, but probably silenced her. She doesn't seem to be casting after that. She's fine. Can you attack yourself? No. Don't know why Jason Momoa calling Trent a genius is so affirming to me. Though he's stating a fact, I'm not even a Momoa fan. Yeah, well, it's nice to hear that, you know, other people think so as well. Punch that fucking thing. Bang. I don't know. Fucking, I keep hearing that Momoa is supposed to be a fantastic actor, but he's so far only been a part of Cape Shit and a variety of comedy. Like, isn't very highbrow, so I don't know where I'm supposed to really see it. Oh, small child. Hey, would you like to hear about mitochondria?
Hey. Hey. Wait a minute. Hey.
Edward.
You should have just died before. I wanted you to lay down and die.
A ghost?
Are we doing anime intermissions? Almost, I think. Yeah, that's fun. Don't think actors need range, just need to see them as good actors. Well, that's... Here's the thing, obviously. Just because they are not in serious dramatic movies doesn't mean that they're not good actors. But I do think the bar for that is a little bit lower. Because especially if you were a large man with long hair and like a very distinct face like Jason Momoa, you need to put a lot of work into hiding that for me to believe you're anything but yourself. Like, it's kind of the Hugh Grant syndrome. He cannot do anything but play Hugh Grant in every movie he's in. And maybe Hugh Grant is enough, right? But it's the same thing. And it only works in the vague romantic comedy sense. I've yet to see a statue around which I can put anything. I have a rope ladder, should that be necessary. There we go. He's excellent at it. I'd go as far to say he's the only one capable of doing it. Like, yeah, I'm using magic on her. In the vague hope that eventually Flare will level up and reveal to me its secrets. Maybe it'll go up in mana cost and also go up in damage. But for now, I punch that shit. And then it vibrates and makes Shin Megami Tensei noises at me. Like, the overall visual presentation of this game is excellent. It is a very sort of late into the console generation PS1 title, so it is understandably squeezing a lot more juice than there was usually. I'm sorry for all the pop-ups in the bottom right, but I kind of like having those achievement trackers on. Because it gives me a sort of intuition. Well, I mean, it's not intuition, it's straight up telling me whether or not the things I'm doing are optional or part of the main game, or whether or not it's contributing to something. Something's not right. You mean this big cover of pink goop? Well, yeah, certainly something's not right. What is that? Red glass pot. That's the great thing about emulation, is that retroachievements.org provides you with all of your achievement needs. That's retroachievements.org. Okay. And those are shadow versions of us, I reckon. So maybe... Does he have the weapon? No, he doesn't. So I can punch his ghost. Bang. Just a little wet slap you hear on him. I guess she's sort of a priority because she can cast spells that kill all of us. $62, that's not nothing. I'm still using Flare. $25. Koudelka's doing good on health. So let's keep slapping her doppelganger. Bang. 35 damage is not good though. Clearly you're sort of meant to have a weapon on. And I think since these are ghosts, maybe holy damage will maybe work on them. I should try it. And I knocked him back. Go over here. This is partially why I don't really like tactics, is because it's a lot of futzing with positioning, which I don't like. It makes everything slow down to a crawl. And frankly, this is maybe 90% of why I didn't like Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. No, it still heals it. This is just a weapon that heals the enemy. Hi. She's fine. She's a bit in pain, but she's fine. $300? That's a serious number. That's not a good number to be hit with. And considering now that I have to change his weapon around, you know, I can give him a pistol, I guess. He can get his things back. Let's move you a little bit backwards. Wait. He's preparing a new spell. Move. It's about as far as he can get. And maybe that's kind of the benefit of standing in front of them, is because I think you can knock them down only if they're directly come on, what is the word? Orthogonally? Orthogonally. I don't know. You know what I mean. I think cheese cures 250. There we go. I do notice how they're loading and unloading all the models after every animation so that it plays fast. the 300 damage. Oh, James is straight up dead. She's very... But he's also very pious. He's probably even more pious than Koudelka. How come he died from 300 damage? That's very odd. Let's use some of the Roman nuts. You can't get past the monster. Right, now we wait. Is she done? She's done. Hopefully. They seem to have a corpse that's over there for resurrection. No, they don't anymore. Alright. Let's move her slightly forward. In case she has to hit someone with a bat. I like that he shoots from the hip. Ugh. He moves forward to push his little... There we go, 130. Wait. Now you need to reload your pistol rounds. I'd say wait. There's your action. Bang. The damage variance on the gun seems to be quite large. Can be anywhere from 40 to 140. Who's gonna hit for 300? 243. Which is weird because James isn't really that good of a spellcaster. And he's still not done, by the looks of it. Hey, don't you hit her. There you go, 130. Still going. You gotta hit them for a while, huh? Two of them? Since when can you attack two people at once? AoE attacks and all that. I mean, I really need to just shoot him down. Now? No, he's still up. I've yet to have a Koudelka turn in forever. I don't know why that's the case. Oh, now he's moved to stop me from hitting his friend. Not that I can, seemingly I have to reload. There you go. Okay, Koudelka has a chance to do some damage. Let's see her regenerate some mana. Bang! 17 mana for 17 damage. There's no real way to do that while still allowing him to take shots. So let's hope that's enough. It is. Fitting that he deals the last hit to himself. Defeat the doppelgangers. Alright, so what was her weakness in this case? There's no such thing as speed for magic in this. This is just the accuracy for magic. This is your resistance to it and to healing and your mana points. And this is the power of the magic. So I'm guessing, for the most part, if you can get a really good and high level event and the spell one-shots, then it's worth being 2 turns. Let's give you a lot of strength. You need a lot of strength. I'm just going to do what they specifically ask me not to do. You learn the spell Revive, so now I can also revive for mana. By my intuition. That's holy water. So I can save. There we are. And he's a level behind as well. So save points are hidden behind bosses, I guess. Which is interesting. Edward utters a deep sigh as he stands in front of the stained glass. It's loading a video, I assume? Huh.
Did you see all those bodies? Be quite a party if they were alive.
They've probably been abandoned for hundreds of years. Must be some fascinating old stories.
I saw some pretty fresh ones, too. One who was shot. One who'd been cracked in the head with an axe. And some with no visible signs of injury. They must have been poisoned.
I bet the new ones were fortune seekers like us. That old couple must
You mean to tell me they killed all those people? Rubbish!
All those deaths are rubbish?
They're all liars and thieves anyway. This is still a monastery. This is still God's house, prison or no. Why all those liars and heathens are killed is none of my concern.
How could you possibly say a thing like that? That doesn't sound very priestly.
I am not a priest. I am a bishop.
I don't give a rat's ass what you are. Look, I'm not saying that all of those people were saints, okay? But that doesn't mean that they should be put to death.
You saw that old couple. They're so well-mannered, kind. You think they're killers?
Good manners?
Yes.
Think about it. Why would they leave the place such a mess?
I don't know.
You think they'd at least bury the bodies?
Possibly.
Anyway, I have this strange feeling we're not alone with all these bodies and ghosts. You'd better keep your mouths shut. If you want to live.
See, they have the capacity to argue with each other, which to me is almost a telltale sign of someone who thinks about character more than just, hey, these people need to get from point A to point B. Like, you have essentially a thief, a witch, and a priest together, and they walk into a bar. What happens? I think that's very interesting. I am obviously assuming that Edward is a thief of some kind. Why else would he be here? And to round off all the kind of RPG classes, why doesn't this get saved over? Maybe I was pressing wrong buttons. Save complete. And now when I look at it again, how's it gonna be? Yeah? Okay, good. So last time I didn't save correctly. That was very odd. Oh. Well. I think this is as good a time as any to maybe call it a day. We've done a couple of things in this, and I'm very much interested in keeping the show going. We'll probably do this again tomorrow. I will hopefully have a nice copy of the manual by then. And I'll be able to read up on some of the things that make me confused so far. But I'm quite impressed. I guess having all the details on how to make a technically complex game is helping this kind of late generation RPG. I don't know. It's very moody. I think the kind of dialogue they're having with each other is very provocative, even if it is a little bit, obviously. Do you believe in God? No. Who do you fight for, exile? I fight for God. And such and such and such, Apparently it is. It is apparently some sort of predecessor to Shadow Hearts. Which, if it's anything like this, also presents some kind of interest to me. I didn't read that message of yours earlier. Let me have a look at that. I love how you need to think about how you spend skill points, whereas Atlas games I've played so far are just about maxing out each stat. She's the final boss. You would have been able to beat normally anyway. I don't think this has so far reached a point where I've completely fumbled the stats, frankly. I am experimenting a little bit, just to see what dial does what. I don't think I necessarily have to keep them as balanced as I have been so far. I think I can have, like, a lot of magic so that it does a lot of damage, and then eventually, when I start missing, I think I can start putting points into, it's not piety, it's mind that governs that stat. But obviously you have to make some decisions as to who's doing what. I think so far the big challenge I'm seeing is having enough weapons. Which you could possibly get that through grinding a lot of random mobs, but they seem to be few and far between. So I don't want to get to the point where I'm just having to fist fight everything in this game, because that doesn't seem like it's the point. The mystic pipe that she has is currently a way of sustaining mana for Koudelka, which I think is okay, but it also means you have to have the dexterity to at least hit them to get 17 damage out of that. What else? The soundtrack so far is a little bit unremarkable. It's not an immediate hit like Shimomura Yoko's stuff. But I guess it's fine enough. It's maybe like the one blemish, I'd say. But in terms of like voice acting, in terms of having cutscenes, in terms of like pre-rendered backgrounds and effects and all that, It's something. But yeah, let's get out of here. More of this to come. I hope to see you all next time. Obviously, if you end up missing the show, there is an archive that I regularly upload these to. But yeah. Alright. Same time tomorrow, same channel. Let's... You know, I'm just going to play some Castlevania music. Where is it? Marble Gallery. No. Not Marble Gallery. Crystal Teardrops. Maybe. Yeah, let's do Crystal Teardrops. But that's the alternative version. This is the regular one. Why is this track list so messed up? There we go. Alright, see you tomorrow.